hate to ruin all this happiness that's going on today. It's nice to have somewhat of a full house, right, Paula?
Yes,
That's what I like. Okay, welcome to the Board of Commissioners regular meeting, November the 1st, 2022. At this time, I'll ask the city clerk, Beth Davis, to please call the roll.
Commissioner Jeff Sanford.
Here.
Commissioner Mark Haslin.
Here.
Mayor Tom Watson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Larry Maglinger.
Here.
Commissioner Bob Glenn.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, stand if you can. Invocation and pledge by Commissioner Jeff Sanford.
Please bow your heads and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the amazing power and work in our lives. Thank you for your goodness and your blessings over us. Thank you that you are able to bring hope even through the toughest of times, strengthening us for your purposes. Thank you for your great love and care. Thank you for your mercy and grace. Thank you that you're always with us and will never leave us. In these things we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Knolenberg, will you want to come forward, please? I'm going to read a proclamation for hospice and palliative care.
Would you like all of us to come?
Sure.
All right, we have several.
$5 charge for each one of you, sir. Leave the money up here on the thing. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. I won't bite you. Get on the other side. Well, I might, but I almost know everybody. What do you say, Blake? Hey. Okay, City of Owensboro proclamation. Whereas hospice care and palliative care empowers people to live as fully as possible, surrounded and supported by family members and loved ones, despite serious and life-limiting illnesses. And whereas hospice care and palliative care brings patients and family caregivers the highest quality of care delivered by a multidisciplinary team of skilled professionals, including physicians, nurses, social workers, certified nurses assistants, spiritual care providers, bereavement care providers, and others who make the wishes of each patient and family a priority. Whereas through pain management and symptom control, caregivers training and assistance, and emotional and spiritual support, hospice care and palliative care allow patients to live fully and make more meaningful moments until the end, surrounded and supported by the faces of loved ones, friends, and committed caregivers. Whereas each year, hospices nationwide save Medicare billions of dollars by providing solutions for physicians, care to patients, and comfort to families everywhere and at any time. Whereas every year, more than 1.6 million Americans living with life-limiting illness and their families receive care from the nation's hospice programs in communities throughout the United States. And whereas hospice and palliative care providers encourage all people to learn more about options of care and to share their wishes with the families, loved ones, and the healthcare professionals. Now, therefore, I, Thomas Hart Watson, Mayor of the City of Owensboro, hereby proclaim November 2022 as National Hospice and Palliative Care Month in the City of Owensboro, and encourage all citizens to increase their understanding and awareness of care at the end of life and to observe the month with appropriate activities and programs. Signed and sealed this first day of November 2022. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's take a picture.
All right, that sounds good.
Rip and Grant.
Thank you.
And we will allow one person to talk on behalf of you all.
We don't all get 2 minutes?
I was reaching for the mic, yeah.
It's Brenda Knolenberg, 1400 Waverly Place, Owensboro, Kentucky. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you all for recognizing the important work that our staff does. We are just so blessed to be able to provide hospice and palliative care in the city of Owensboro and in the counties that we serve. And so first, I just wanted to say thank you because we really appreciate that you all have recognized how important that work is. And my guess is that almost everyone sitting in this room has been touched by hospice and palliative care of Western Kentucky at some point in their life, whether it's been a loved one that we have served or a friend or a neighbor. One of the things that's really exciting about this month is we are rolling out a new look, an updated logo, but I want to assure people it's the same ownership. We have a local board that serves our hospice, and that is so important. So just wanted to make sure you all knew that. You'll see a new look, but it's the same local board, it's the same leadership, and it's the same great care and compassion that we've been providing for over 40 years to the city of Owensboro and to the other counties. We serve Davis, Hancock, Hopkins, and Muhlenberg as well. So again, I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of our board of directors and of our staff for recognizing the important work that our staff does to serve the citizens of Owensboro. Thank you
very much. Okay, next item on the agenda is consider board appointments. The Owensboro Riverport Board of Directors appoint Leland Hancock to fill the remainder of an unexpired term, which ends September the 10th, 2026. He'll be replacing Joanna Shake. Owensboro Davis County Regional Airport Board, Dr. Fran Dufresne, to fill a remainder of an unexpired term, which ends October the 2nd, 2026, replacing Philip Smith. And Owensboro and Parks Recreation Advisory Board appoint Caitlin Wilkerson and Eric Hagan to a 2-year term effective November the 2nd, 2022. I'll make a motion to approve these board appointments. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 6, ordinance, second reading. This will be a roll call vote. Ms. Davis.
Ordinance 26-2022, an ordinance annexing to the city of Owensboro certain unincorporated territory in the county of Davis, adjoining the present boundary line of the city, being property located at 2101 and 2115 East Parish Avenue, containing 1.515 acres more or less, at the request of ENS Developers, LLC. Read for approval on second reading this first day of November, 2022.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Since it's a second reading, City Manager, you have anything to add?
No additional comments after my comments of the last meeting unless there are questions.
Any discussion from the dais? Hearing none, we'll have roll call.
Commissioner Sanford,
Yes.
Commissioner Caslen,
Yes.
Mayor Watson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Maglinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Glenn.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 7 is the first reading, though. We don't have any. Item 8, municipal orders. Item 8A, Ms. Davis.
Municipal Order 40-2022, a municipal order authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a memorandum of agreement with the ENS Developers, LLC, providing for the consensual annexation of unincorporated property located in Davis County at 2101 East Parish Avenue, containing 0.599 acres, more or less, and 2115 East Parish Avenue, containing 0.916 acres, more or less, the adjacent tracts containing a total of 1.515 acres, and further providing that the city shall reimburse ENS Developers, LLC, 100% of the total ad valorem, excluding school tax, net profits, and occupational tax revenues derived from the property over a designated 5-year period. Read for approval on one reading this first day of November, 2022.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. City Manager, please discuss.
Happy to, Mayor. This municipal order authorizes the incentive agreement for the East Parish Avenue annexation that you approved on our previous agenda item. This is our standard annexation incentive for such developments with a 5-year, 100% general fund incremental tax rebate back to the property owner.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Can I ask a quick question of the city manager?
$5.
$5, okay. Pay you later. How many people will be employed by this enterprise? Any idea?
I do not know offhand. I'll have to do some research and get back with you.
Okay. I mean, I know it's not hundreds, but I just wondered.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 8B, Ms. Davis.
Municipal Order 41-2022, a municipal order authorizing the application for funds from the Federal Emergency Management Agency in the total amount of $10,766,250, and authorizing and directing the funds to be dispersed to Owensboro Grain, LLC, to facilitate construction of a wall on the bank of the Ohio River to ensure the continued stability of Owensboro Grain's facilities, and authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an agreement with Owensboro Grain Company, LLC, concerning the funds. Read for approval on one reading this first day of November 2022.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City manager?
This municipal order authorizes a grant application to FEMA on behalf of Owensboro Grain. The company's site along East 2nd Street is experiencing instability along a portion of the riverbank called slope creep. As a result, this grant request would provide funding for sheet pilings to stabilize the bank. The required 25% from the match will be the responsibility of Owensboro Grain, so the city has no financial obligation or cost for the project. The city would submit the grant application, and Green River Area Development District is writing the application and will administer the grant if it's awarded. We applied for this grant last year on Owensboro Grain's behalf, but it was not funded. Blake Edge from GRAD is here if anyone has additional questions about the grant or the project.
I have one, Mr. Edge. State your name and address for the record, please.
Blake Edge, 2856 Brooks Parkway.
How come you didn't get this grant approved?
Well, they wanted to make sure some additional studies were done prior to authorizing construction. So we had a debrief with the FEMA reviewers, the civil engineers out of Atlanta, and they advised us to submit a phased application where phase 1 would do the additional study, engineering and design, make sure it's a viable project, and then once that is determined viable, they will authorize construction. So we submit one application, but they're essentially not releasing the construction money until the project is engineered and designed.
That makes sense. Any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mayor. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Ms. Davis, item 8C, please.
Municipal Order 42-2022, a municipal order declaring the property located at 1539 West 1st Street as surplus property and authorizing the mayor to execute a real estate purchase agreement and deed conveying the property for purposes of economic development. Read for approval on one reading this first day of November 2022.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City manager.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Next two, excuse me, the next two items are related, so with your permission, Mayor, I'd like to brief on both at the same time.
Sounds good.
So both this municipal order and the next order declare surplus and authorize the transfer of two small parcels of property that are left over from a past project to widen Handing Lane between 2nd Street and English Park. The two parcels in question you can see in red on your screens. You can see Handing Lane there in the middle with the medians between 2nd and then English Park along the river is to the north or above this map. As you can see, the two properties in question in red are quite small, much too small to build on or redevelop, so at this point they're only a potential maintenance issue for the city. As a result, the municipal order authorizes the properties to be transferred to the contiguous or adjoining property owners. For this first municipal order located at 1539 West 1st, or the southernmost parcel, will transfer to the owner of the vacant property to the east. and the property owner plans to build a new residential development with 3 units. For the northernmost property with the Her Avenue address, it would transfer to the owner of the house to its east.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 8D, please, Ms. Davis.
Municipal Order 43-2022, a municipal order declaring the property located at 1536 Hare Avenue as surplus property and authorizing the mayor to execute a real estate purchase agreement and deed conveying the property to the adjacent property owner. Read for approval on 1 reading this first day of November 2022.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve this. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
You going to say ditto, city manager?
No additional comments.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 9, city manager item. Consider these personnel appointments, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight we have 4 personnel appointments for your consideration. Sydney Coleman, probationary, full-time, non-civil service appointment to purchasing specialist with the Finance Department effective November 14th, contingent upon successful completion of all post-offer pre-employment requirements. Dylan Clark, probationary, full-time, non-civil service appointment to telecommunicator with the Police Department effective November 21st. Sierra Simon, regular, full-time, non-civil service appointment to engineering technician with the Engineering Department effective November 1st. And Jason Belair, regular, full-time, non-civil service appointment to police officer with the Police Department effective November 8th.
Thank you, sir. I'll make a motion to approve these. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 9D, city manager comments.
One quick comment, Mayor. I know, it's rare. As everyone knows, next Tuesday is Election Day, and in an effort to encourage voting, Owensboro Transit will provide free service with no charge for fares that day. Oh, very good. One of the voting centers in the city is Third Baptist Church at the corner of 5th and Allen Streets, which is across from, catty corner across the street from our transit office. All of our transit routes go to the transit office, so any route can go to the transit office, which then could provide easy access to Third Baptist Church across the streets. Our routes run until 7:35 p.m., which is well after the polls close at 6 p.m. So there's very good access, at least to the downtown site, on any route on our transit system. Within 35 minutes, I believe the folks should be downtown maximum, probably less. 35 minutes maximum, they'll be at the transit office, and then they can walk across the street to the voting center at Third Baptist Church.
Free of charge, right, sir?
Free of charge, that is correct.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
No, sir, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, next item is communication from elected officials. I want to tell everybody, just kind of a reminder that in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War commemoration, we'd like to invite all Vietnam veterans to join us for a special trolley ride in the upcoming Veterans Day Parade. The line up starts at 1 p.m. at the corner of 2nd and Clay Streets, and the parade begins at 2 p.m. this Saturday, November the 5th. So we'll have a banner on the trolley and try and make these folks feel a little more comfortable coming home than they did 50 years ago. So I encourage all the Vietnam veterans to come and jump on that trolley with me, and so we can give you the due you deserve. Commissioner Sanford.
Just real quick, Mayor, just a quick observation. Last night was, of course, Halloween, and I had a ton of trick-or-treaters, and we talk about kids and problems today, but all the kids that came to my house were very, very polite. They thank you, and it was refreshing to see. And the parents were with them, so it was really a good night. Something good to see in Owensboro, and it just made my heart warm seeing these little kids and having really good manners and appreciating. And that's all I have.
My doorbell didn't ring once, and I was really lucky. Commissioner Castle.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I got the opportunity to go out trick-or-treating with my grandchildren
Take your
last
mask
night.
off then.
Yeah. Earlier this week, I got a call from Pickleball Paul. He wanted to invite all of us, the city leaders, to a pickleball tournament that's going to be at Center Court this weekend. It'll actually start at noon on Friday. There will be 270 players. They'll be from Washington State, Texas, Illinois, and Ohio, and of course many from the tri-state area. He also wanted to point out that this is a fundraiser by the Pickleball Association, and all the proceeds will go to the Wendell Foster Center. So great efforts by a good organization to support another organization. He also expressed concern that Beaver Dam has 6 pickleball courts to Owensboro's 1 public pickleball court in the city limits. So anyway, I told him I'd relay that message, and if anybody wants to come by and visit on the weekend, he said all of the elected officials are invited. So there you have it.
From Beaver Dam?
No, from here in
From
Owensboro.
Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to get that straight. Commissioner Glenn.
I attended 3 Halloween events, trailer treats. I want to give our city employees a big shout out and a clap on the back for great work. Thought it was a wonderful event. Thousands of kids. I was joking with Scott Williams, the president of OCTC. I said, I didn't think we had this many kids in Owensboro, and it was just a great event. Also attended Dugan Best and Kendall Perkins trailer treats events. Those 2 were very nice. And I want to concur with Commissioner Sanford that the kids were just awesome. They were so nice. They said please and thank you. And I think everybody was just ready to get out post-COVID. They were ready to get out, and you could tell it, and the parents were happy too. It was just all 3 events were excellent. So I enjoyed my Halloween.
Commissioner McAleer?
Thank you. I just want to remind everyone the Veterans Parade is this Saturday. I think it's around 2 o'clock. It goes down 2nd Street. Try to get out, and early voting starts Thursday, so hope everyone gets out to vote. That's all I got.
All right. I want to thank our men in blue standing back there. I always appreciate you being here. At this time, we'll have open public forum. Members of the audience are invited to address the City Commission on any matter of public concern that was not on tonight's agenda. Comments are limited to issues within the scope and responsibility of this commission. Commission meetings are held to conduct city business for the benefit of Owensboro citizens and taxpayers. At this time, anyone who wishes to address the City Commission, please make their way to the podium to be recognized. Speakers must state their name and address for the clerk's record and limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less.
My name's Gary Rayleigh. Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. I live in 307 Martin Way in Owensboro. And the first thing I would like to say is I want everybody to understand, and I'll take it as much as me as quick as I can, but my presence here is not politically motivated. And I want everybody to understand that. The feelings and things that I'm going to express today are my feelings and my feelings only, nobody else's. The reason that I'm here, I have had 3 major safety concerns on my mind. I ride my bicycle a lot around Owensboro, excuse me, and I passed a police officer a while back, and I expressed those concerns to him, and he agreed. He said, I think they are valid safety concerns. I asked him, how do you think I should progress that? He suggested that I come here and do it in this forum, so that's why I'm here. And that's the only reason that I'm here. 1, lights. I know that automobile dealers here in town, they say, well, we want to sell more vehicles because the lights are better, which is true. Persons that wish to purchase vehicles, they say, well, okay, yeah, we can see better, that's fine. What about the other guy? If you drive your car around Owensboro or anywhere after dark, you can't see. When I learned to drive, which is more years ago than I want to admit, it was against the law in Owensboro to drive with your bright lights on. Today, dims are brighter than brights used to be. OMU, they put out these LED lights that are brighter now. You drive down 2nd Street, which I drove quite a bit on my way home, and the lights shine in your eyes. You can't see. Well, so in one way, better lighting is good in some ways, and in other ways, it's a safety hazard. I can't see. I have vehicles approaching me. I can't see. It affects my ability to see, to drive. It's good on one hand and bad on another. Another concern, cell phones. Cell phone use in Owensboro is out of control. I ride my bicycle, as I said, a lot around here. I've been hit by a car once because somebody was on their cell phone. Just today, when I rode my bike this morning on my way home, when I stopped at the intersection right down here at Frederick Street and Main Street, right there by the Bluegrass Museum, the guy was sitting there in his truck. He had a green light, and he was texting on his cell phone, and wasn't even paying any attention to what he was doing. And yes, I have been driving before, and I have seen police officers. They have these laptop computers or whatever it is that you call them in their cars nowadays. And what was this policeman doing? He passed me. He's looking at that damn computer. He's not paying attention to what he's doing. And when I stop at intersections nowadays, almost everybody I see is either talking on the phone, texting on the phone, or they got a phone in their hand. It's out of control. And more people are going to get hurt by it. And the other concern I expressed to him was, nowadays, if you can purchase, and I've seen it mostly on pickup trucks, well, I've seen it only on pickup trucks, you can purchase mirrors that extend beyond what would normally be. And yes, it probably does improve the driver's field of vision to his rear. But if you go down 2nd Street, right after you pass Ewing Road, the pavement to the right of that white line narrows significantly after a short distance. I talked to a police officer a while back, and I said, is it okay for me to ride my bicycle there? He said, oh, yeah. As long as you are right at that white line, you can ride your bike. And, yeah, it's probably 12 inches or less of pavement to the right of that white line. I was riding here a while back, and a man passed me in a pickup truck. He was in his lane. I was in my lane, and his mirror hit me on the back shoulder. And no, it didn't affect me being able to control my bike. But if he had been 12 inches more to the right, he still would have been in his lane, and he would knock me off that damn bike. That's wrong. You have people operating vehicles around here outside of the law, and the Owensboro Police, with all respect to you gentlemen here, the Owensboro Police don't do nothing. They're not going to do nothing. They haven't done nothing, and it's out of control. It is. The lights, the everything that I've mentioned, it's out of control. Well, I lived in Maryland before I retired, and when I came back here in the state of Maryland, it's against the law to even have a cell phone in your hand. That was Maryland. That's not Kentucky, and I understand that, and I understand people are within their rights, I guess, to use these devices. But when you use a cell phone for any reason, when you're driving, I don't care if you have something, you put your cell phone on the dash and talk while you're driving, you're distracted. And I've learned that the hard way.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate your opinion.
And that's my opinion. I don't know if there's anything that I would expect that anybody would do about it. I appreciate your time, but it's out of control. I'll be brief. One more thing I want to say. In 2016, I was on the grand jury. This has nothing to do with the police officer I talked to recently. But I was very surprised at the amount of drug activity in Owensboro and Davis County. I was really surprised at that because I didn't realize it was as bad as it was. And I know the police officers here in Owensboro, they have a lot to do, reference all of this illegal activity that's going on. But if we don't have enough police officers to take care of that and still enforce the laws of this county, we need to get some more police officers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Working on it all the time.
Thank you.
Army Branch.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Alex Ross, 3812 Boulder Lane, Vice President of the River City Pickleball Club. I'm here with President Paula Hayden and Director Guy Durham. First off, we'd like to say thank you, Commissioner Caslin, for extending the extending the invitation from Pickleball Paul. He is a good representative for our club. But first off, we just want to give some more information about the event that is happening. Oh yeah, go ahead. And we do have some handouts for you. First off, as always, we are the River City Pickleball Club. We are not the Owensboro Pickleball Association. Those were two separate entities. We are a club of 400 members, ranging from 8 years old to 90. We are going to be having the River City Open, sponsored by Exit 107 Homes, and hosted by local pickleball professional Altoff Merchant. We're going to be having 272 registered players, with just roughly half of those coming from over an hour and a half away. So this will be a very large tournament, and on the page on the back you'll see this will be the second largest pickleball tournament in Kentucky history. This will be the 5th largest pickleball tournament in the region of about 2.5 hours. This will be larger than Louisville, Lexington, Bowling Green, Nashville, Evansville, and Henderson, all through the hard work and dedication of our River City Pickleball Club. So first off, we just wanted to extend our invitation to you. The tournament will be going on from November 4th through the 7th and 6th. I apologize, the 6th. On the 4th, that will be our seniors doubles event. That will be from 10 to 5 p.m. Following that, that will be our social and open play for our professional Altoff Merchant to play with the registrants. And we appreciate the beneficiaries and the City of Owensboro for providing some funds to supplement that event, that social event. We have about 100 people coming in just for the social event alone. So we're excited to show them the Owensboro hospitality that they should be aware of. On Saturday the 5th, we'll be having gender doubles, men's and women's doubles. On Sunday, we'll be having mixed doubles. So with that, we just wanted to provide how big pickleball has grown over the past few years. Last year, we ended about 325 members. We are on track to finish up with about 410. Next year, if we follow our projections, which we have met every single year, we will be close to 500 by the end of the year. So all I have to say is pickleball is for the third year in a row, the fastest growing sport in the nation, and we're hoping to make Owensboro that regional hub that we know pickleball can be.
And where is it going to be held again?
It's going to be at Merchant Center Court.
And where's that?
Biddle Road.
And where's that?
Next to the Owensboro soccer field.
I mean, you'd be surprised that people don't know about the tennis facility out there.
Sure.
Okay, just
Amazing facility. Amazing.
do I?
It's an amazing facility.
Yes. All right.
Thank you to Visit Owensboro also for helping us, the city, and Visit Owensboro and the county to help us put this on.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Come watch us play.
Hope you all attend.
Oh, and one thing I should add, I apologize. I apologize.
Went off on you, dude.
On the Wendell Foster piece, I do want to mention that our early projections, we are projecting about $10,000 to be going to the Wendell Foster Center.
That's awesome.
So with our club, we want to be a pickleball club, but we also want to be a community partner as well. So again, we appreciate all of your support with our pickleball endeavors. Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Miss Barber, you got anything to say? Okay. All right. I believe it's it. We done? I'm going to make a motion to adjourn. Could I have a second, please? Second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
I guess we're out of here.